Yo, what's up, B? What's going on, man? Bruh. There we go. Right there. Hey, Lenny, what's up? I need to put this behind. Keep going. Come on. Come on. Whoops. That's not good. How do I bring that forward? I don't know how to work. Oh, no, I know how I can do this. Hold on. Do this. Wait, no. Hold on. Nope. How do I fix this? Do this? No. I want you guys to be able to see trap. No. I don't know how to get this to work. Pain. How do we get this? How do chat. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I wanted to be. Anyways, not much. Been busy cleaning, get rid of stuff not being used. Right on, dude. How do I? I can't read this. Actually, this is probably how I should do it. Hold on. That's not it. What about this? All right, this is how I have to do it. Hold on. What's up, Rag? How's it going, brother? Yo, what's up, Patrick? Hope everybody's having a good day, man. Hold on, just give me 1 sec, and I will get this sorted out. I want this to look a particular way, so just give me 1 second. This, do this. All right, hold on. I'm getting there, bro. I'm getting there. Finished storing Skywalker Saga a few days ago. Need 100% it still. Let's just say, I see why you hated Kashyyyk. Yeah, not a big fan. Not a big fan. Oh, not a big fan. Oh. All right. Boom. Do this, and then we go and do this, and we go this, this. Oh yeah. Shut up. I think this will work. Do this. Right. maybe not. Mm. Hold on, chat. I get it figured out. Hold on. Working on it, man. Working on it, bro. Boom. Okay. I don't know, dude. I was trying to get something figured out, bro. I don't know. It's just not. I don't know. Here, whatever. Let's do it like this. Hey, yeah. And then. Hiya? I don't know, bro. They minimize. Cool. I don't know. It looks messed up, bro. Anyways. It's like super scuffed, but it'll be okay for now, man. It'll be okay for now. What's up, Fajita? Running around like a madman this morning. Just got all of myself, and somebody woke up on the wrong side of bed. Bubs? Unlucky. Yeah, I know that, bro. I know that, brother. Alright, there we go. I mean, it's kind of scuffed, but it is what it is. We'll do like this. I mean, you should be able to read the chat. I kind of want to do this. Hold on, boom. So that when people go back, you'll be able to see what somebody's saying. You know what I'm saying? That kind of deal. I think that'll work. I think it's big enough. I'll be doing it by party people. You're all right. So this is a little bit new. I wanted to do it. I haven't done the second episode of the podcast yet. And I mean, not for good reason. I just been busy, and then also like I always believe there's like a reason for everything, right? So I mean, some things have happened pretty recent that I think make for something that should get talked about and stuff. Trying to get that out of the way. So I mean, you guys want to start off with something serious, or you want to start off with something kind of a little bit more lighthearted? I'll give you guys an option because I got everything chambered. So we're gonna cover everything, but how do you guys want to start this off? Bum. I'll let you guys decide. Hear about the bad first. All right, we can do that. All right, so I don't really want to. I mean, there is something bad, yeah, but more serious than like some is serious and then like some like there's a bad. So as far as like I go, like personally, I always tell people, I've told you guys, like always be honest, straightforward, what's going on with me and like all those things. Um, are there days that I show up and stream and I force myself to do it? Yeah. Are there days I show up and stream and you guys ask me, hey, how's everything? How you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm good. You good? And I'm like, I'm good. You know, I don't really see it as lying. I am, but it's more or less like I don't like putting my problems on people. Um, and especially when it comes to like the stream, I don't want people coming to the stream and then like, because people go to streams, and especially like with me and stuff like that, like because you just want to chill and you want somebody that's like, hey, it's gonna be good, we all good, type deal. And I don't want people to come here and just like run into the things that they're just trying to get a reprieve from. Does that make sense? So, in all honesty, most of the time, like on the back end, bro, I'm doing the old doggy paddle at the top of the water. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna tell you guys. Like I ain't gonna. I mean, that's that's not my jam. You know what I mean? I'm not. I am. There's a saying, misery loves company. No, not me. Like I'm not gonna drag people into whatever I'm going through or whatever my misery or like anything like that. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I I create distance, um, because I love people too much, and I want the best for people. And if I think that I'm not bringing my best self to that relationship or to that environment, I'm gonna separate for a little bit until I get straight, and then I'll replug it. I'll plug back in, right? So, um, honestly, best policy. Or me, but my just always open if you need to talk, bro. Yeah, I appreciate it, Freedom. So there was that, um, and um, it was like getting pretty. It was getting pretty dark for me. Um, like I'm pretty confident in like my life in terms of just kind of I guess like me as a person, um, and kind of like who I am and what I'm capable of as far as just being a dad, a husband, just a person in the world. Um, but you know, pretty recent. I don't want to say recent, but like if I don't address my things, my internals in a timely manner, the way they need to be addressed, um, and take the time to do so, it'll stack up, right? And that goes. I mean, that goes with a lot of people. Um, and if I get super busy and there's a lot of stuff going on, I'll half do it. I'll half address it. I'll just kind of be like, and just like, let's not even really fully process it and work through it and move forward. I'll just like shortchange it, because I am busy and doing all this other stuff, so I don't prioritize it as much as I should. Is it due with stress? It's due with a lot of things, man. Like I have PTSD and general anxiety disorder, and with some of the autism. So, yeah, um, I'm a bit of a mess. But so it was like it started to pile up pretty quick, and if anybody knows, and I'm sure a lot of people have been through it, um, like once you start a spiral, man, it's almost impossible to stop. Like until you just reach a certain point. That point for people is different. Some people have different points, but once the spiral starts, ugh, bro, GG for the most part. Like it's very hard to, you know, pull the joystick back, and just pull up out of that bad boy. Like it can be really hard. Um, so that's kind of what it was, and like I said, I'm usually like pretty confident person. Kind of view like life is a race, you know. Um, so it's a long race, you know, and it's all about being steady, right? Put one foot in front of the other type deal. And I've always been confident, like that, I'll finish the race, right? Like, no worries. Um, but and that was like never a question really. But there is starting to get this doubt and this thought of like, I don't think I'm gonna finish. Like it was like this thought and doubt of, can I finish the race? Right? And so that confidence wasn't there anymore, and I didn't know what to like. I didn't know how to handle that really, for numerous reasons. The reasons why that that confidence wasn't there anymore, or like, you know, a plenty. but the fundamental aspect was that it wasn't there, and I didn't know how to do like kind of handle that. Like I didn't know how to uh, like address that issue with myself. Um, and it was unnerving to wrestle with that, having not really had to wrestle with it before. Um, and so, when things like that affect me, and I can tell that they are, like, I'm a problem solver, and so, like, I want to get to the bottom of it, right? Like, okay, what's causing this, right? Um, because I'm a big believer in that, like, nothing has power over you unless you allow it to have power over you. And you guys should think the same. Star Wars reference. Remember, they put Anakin at the back, and he still won the pod race. Yeah. Um, no, my doubt was like just finishing the race at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like maybe in like that moment I was like, it wasn't a I don't want to finish. It was a I don't know if I can keep this up to finish. Right? Like, if you were to look at it in terms of like a drawn out war instead of a race, right? And let's just say you're winning these battles day to day, right? Like, day after day you're winning battles. But the end of the war isn't set in stone, right? Like, you're not really sure when the end of the war will be. You'll know it'll end at some point, but you don't know when that'll be. And so it's like that, bro, can I do this every day? Can I fight this battle or these battles every day to the end of the war? Or will there be some point where that day I don't win the war or the battle, or I don't have what it takes to win the battle that day, right? And it's not, again, it's not a I don't want to win, but you doubt and you call into question, is that a possibility? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that, can that happen? Will it happen? And you question like yourself. Like, am I strong enough? Am I? Do I have what it takes? Right? Like, am I weak? Will I get to a point where I'm so weak that I don't want to fight that day, or whatever? Right? Like, um, so going back, you know, I didn't like feeling like that, and you try to look at the root cause of a lot of it. Um, for me, it's like self worth. It's always been self worth for me. Something I've always struggled with, ever, like, probably since I was like a kid. Um, and like adequacy, self worth, and adequacy, and like where I find it. I tell people all this crazy. I tell you guys all the time, and I tell people all the time that your self worth and adequacy isn't found in other people, and what they think about you. Oddly enough, that's where I always have, for the most part, found my self worth. It's like I need to take my own medicine type deal, um, because I've always been this type of performer person, where if I perform well and do well, um, I'll get a reciprocation in return from people, and that's like validation, and or like, you know affirmation, right? Because I haven't had a lot of people in my life like support me, I guess. Um, Besides like grass, you know, like the words are, words like "I'm proud of you," or things like that. Like, I don't know, man. Like, don't nobody really say that to me. Um, are you doing great? I don't. I don't really hear that, man. Um, so oftentimes I feel like I face more often than not is I need to do better, or this isn't happening the way I would like it to. Thus, it's my fault, and I have to push harder, right? Like, we struggle, my family struggles because I'm not doing enough. Um, Whatever that may be, whether that's being a dad or a husband or um, like a um, provider, right? Financially, things like that. Um, and so yeah, all those things, right? Just they just start bombarding and piling on. And I don't know. It was like it just kind of clicked for me. Where like I'll tell you, like on days where I didn't stream, like I would feel really bad. You can ask Grass. Like I would feel bad. I would feel bad. I'd feel guilty. Like I would feel guilty for not streaming. 100%. Like I would be like a little miserable. I'd be like, oh, it's great, dude. It's great. I'm not streaming. People are gonna forget. Like I'm laying stream down because I'm not streaming. Like that means the YouTube algorithm's gonna cuck me, and then that happens, and nobody's gonna come by the stream, and I lose subs, and then the stream won't do good. And if the stream's not doing good, then like, I'm wasting time. I'm wasting time. Then that's time I'm not spending with my family, and then that's also no, I'm not providing, and you know what I'm saying. It just like it'll snowball. So, um, I mean, you might have noticed, like, especially recently, like, I've taken more time where I'm like, look, I got stuff going on. I'm not in this space to just be in front of a camera and do that. You know what I mean? And I've been doing that more frequently, like, pretty recent. Um, and that's why. Because I refuse to let that type of, like, mindset and doubt, like, have control over me and my life, which in turn like affects people I love and care about. Um, and so, you know, engaging in that and doing things like that, right? Where I'm like, it it it, it builds that confidence for me. So, I gotta remember three things, man. You love, you have value and worth. You never alone in anything you do. Absolutely. Ever feel guilty for not streaming? You need a break. You need a break. Yeah, it's more complex than that. I wish it was that simple for me. It's not. I don't need to feel good for not streaming. Stream 5 to 7 hours usually, long usually, so you can take a break. Uh, or you can burn down, take time for more important things if you need to. It's not that, man. It's never like burnout or anything like that. It's just, again, it goes back to the whole. I feel like I need to be accomplishing something, and I have a really high bar of standard, really high standard bar, standard high bars, high standard bar. I have a really high standard bar. There we go. And I'm also my worst critic. So, yeah. Which that on top of being a perfectionist, on top of, um, you know, wanting to find like some validation, affirmation, um, from people, like it can be a recipe for disaster if not treated with care and taken care of and maintenance. You know what I'm saying? So, do you enjoy what you do? Absolutely, absolutely, 100%, 1,000%. But that that's not that doesn't protect you from you know that doesn't protect you from things wanting you to feel like to feel differently than that. You know what I mean? So, um, especially as you get older. If you're young, like I mean, maybe, but especially as you get older, like it's like you get all that experience, and then like there's less unknown because you've seen so many things and you see how things work out a lot of the times in different situations, and those kind of become fact to you in a way, right? Like you're like, I've seen this before, I've experienced this before, I've lived long enough in the world to know like how certain things work, and you kind of start to predetermine how things work and how things are going to turn out. And that's just human nature, to be honest. Like we as humans, like we predict, we like to predict the future, so that we have two things: comfort and control. If we know what's coming, we can be comfortable in it, and we can also try to control the outcome, right? So it's kind of natural for us to do that, to predict and want to predict and yada yada, right? So, anyways, bottom line is that's what was going on, and just I was like, I don't know, like it just was like no. I was just like no. I prayed a ton, and honestly, the biggest thing was forgiving myself, right? Um, we spent a lot of time. I mean, you may not. I don't know, but we spent a lot of time forgiving other people. Um, like, oh, you'd be like, oh, it's okay, it's no worries, or hey, don't worry about it, it's all good, bro, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We spend a ton of time forgiving other people. Um, we don't forgive ourselves enough. Um, I sure as heck don't, man. I sure as heck don't, bro. I know I don't. But you know, I was reading a devotional, and it was that. It was like learning to forgive yourself. Um, and I don't know. It just like it just you get so lost in the sauce with everything. Like your brain just gets occupied with so many things going on that something so simple like that just is like it just right. Like you don't even it doesn't even come to mind. Right. It's not something that you just like think about. And again, that goes back to the whole like it's something taking care of yourself is a maintenance thing, right? Like you can't just skip days. You can't like skip time periods and stuff like that where you're like, oh no, or like half do it, right? Like no, it's you gotta take care of it, right? Like you gotta maintenance it. You gotta make sure that you're putting in the effort to keep it. So, um, so I realized that, and I realized it was something that I have to be intentional about, like very intentional, like as intentional I as I am with streaming and other things I do in my life. I need to be just as intentional with taking care of myself. I have to be, because if I don't, then that affects the things that I care and love, right? But I I have to be intentional with keeping a maintenance with myself and keeping me good. You know what I mean? Um, so that was that. And again, the past I don't know if you guys have noticed, like I don't know, maybe 2 weeks or so, maybe it's been longer. Um, I've been working to do that, which means like I've been like where I was like I'm not streaming, taking a night off, whatever, and it's been hard to do that, but it's it's achieving what I want, right? And so that's something that going forward, like I'm gonna do more, and the more I do it, and the more I prioritize that, and I'm intentional with that for like myself and whatnot, the less I'm gonna feel bad about it, and the less I'm gonna feel guilty about it, and the less control that's gonna have over me, right, going forward with things or whatever. So, hey, what's up, Alan? Just talking. Different true when you get older. You feel like you haven't accomplished anything. You feel lost. I feel lost for God's sake. Yeah, man. Wandering through a forest, bro. Yep. We don't forgive ourselves enough. Constantly kick myself for getting for forgetting something. Yeah. So we have others to help. They're there to assist you in court, encourage you. At best, a big grass tries to constantly help where she can. Oh, absolutely. You ever just going through life pretty much? Yeah, and I don't want to do that. You know, I just don't want to. And grass tells me all the time, like, it's okay for some days just for you just to exist. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay. Ugh. It's okay, man, to just like, if that day or whatever, if all you're kind of doing is existing, you're existing, and that's all that matters, and that's fine, and that's okay. That's not a crime. That's not something to be ashamed of. It's not something to be embarrassed about. It's not something that you should like beat yourself up about or anything like that. You know, it's okay to not be okay. Yeah. So that was that. That was the. I wanted to talk about that and kind of like address it, but only when I was like ready to. Um, when I kind of like had it kind of like nice and where I could talk about it and it would make sense and um, if that right, or it was so there. That was that. Um, Better be honest. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I always have said that that's how I am, and yeah. You know, I have a little faith in this world for families and partners for understanding. I also thought about something the other day too, and it's a little bit more. What's up? Oh, um, I was thinking about this the other day, and it helped me to kind of like understand that I was trying to gain the approval of people that didn't care. They could care less, right? Because, and I came to this conclusion because I thought about it, and I was like, and it came down to like self worth, right? And I was thinking, and I was kind of like breaking it down, and I was like, man, my self worth, according to other people, comes from convenience, right? So my self worth that I'm trying to find in other people is based off of how convenient I am for them, right? So, for example, I was like using Grass's parents. I'll use Grass's parents for an example because they don't really like me too much. So they're like, "Oh, we love you," and blah blah blah, right? Son-in-law, yada yada, whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay, I'm convenient for you because I married your daughter and I take care of her and your grandchildren, right? Like that's why they, because if you remove me from the picture, now there's an inconvenience for them because they have their daughter and grandchildren that they're gonna have to
be more involved with, both physically and like financially and things like that, right? So I'm a convenience for them because I'm the stopgap between them and them having to do that, right? And it once I thought about it like that, I was like, bruh, that's so true. And it's kind of true with a lot of people and a lot of things. Even with yourself, if you're honest with yourself about that, if the things you value, if you're honest, there are some things, some more than others, that you value based on convenience. You know, how convenient that thing is for you, if it was or wasn't there, and that's where you base your value for it on, right? Coworkers at work, for example. Oh, I like my coworkers at work. Yeah, because they're convenient. What happens when they're not there? You could care less about them, right? And now it's inconvenient because maybe you got more work to do or something like that, right? So it was like I'm killing myself figuratively, um, over people or a person or whatever that only value me over convenience. Their perception or their perspective of how convenient or inconvenient I am for them. And I don't know, that just like I don't know, that just changed things for me kind of. Like I was like it was like a bit of a wake up, you know? It was like, no. No. You know? Like that's insane. Right? I was like, what? That's wild. No. No. You know, it's like you finally figure out the the truth, kind of in a way, and you're like, man, pff, pff, nah, man, the heck with that. mm-hmm. And careless about my coworkers. Most of them end up leaving their job, find something else. No one really has time to socialize. You like if you even make friends at work. I mean, work isn't a place to make friends. You just go there and do your job and leave. But I mean, some people do though. But I don't really see that. I don't really see work as being like a place that's supposed to happen. It's work. It's called work. It's not. I mean, the same thing is true now as it was decades ago, decades and decades ago. You know what I'm saying? Where work for people was going out onto the farm. They weren't going out there to make friends. You know what I mean? Like they weren't going out there to socialize. Matter of fact, dude, like if you think, in the like late or early 1900s, mid 1900s, right? Like people went to work and then they went to socialize. They didn't socialize at work. They went to socialize. Like there were social parties and things like that people went to for that purpose. So mom's boss booked a holiday for himself in the first 2 weeks. He started back to work. Like, bro, you had all. So true. I make friends with my colleagues outside of work. I have good relationships with my clients too. Yeah, sometimes that works. Sometimes like that's it's, yeah, like you said, right? Like you said, rag depends on the work. I'm still accepting the reality that most people want to be friends with you based on what you have in your wallet, not who you are as a person. Again, convenience, Alan. It's convenience, bro. Are you convenient for that person? And I'm not saying that's everybody, man, because it isn't, bro. Like I love grass. My her value and worth to me, and our relationship is not based on convenience, right? Um, but there are definitely relationships either you have, or you might have, or you had in the past, or you might have in the future, or that will definitely be the case, for sure, for sure, for sure. What's up, place? Feel like being too nice doesn't get me anywhere in life. Doesn't get you a better job. Doesn't get you a partner. I don't know anymore. uh, yes, I get how you feel. Sometimes I feel like I'm the problem. I know. Same. 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 I agree to disagree. Like here, I'll be honest. So I've always been like the nice guy, the too nice person, right? That's why I never really had girlfriends. I always got friend zoned because it was like you're just too nice, right? You're just nice to people, and like you're basically like the doormat. You know what I mean? Like that's just like you know, and um, but that's just how it was, right? I was like, always nice and just very like kind and things like that. And you know, I noticed like it didn't really it it got me ahead somewhat, but it wasn't like the practical get ahead. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like maybe financially or like status wise, right? But like it allowed me to form relationships with people that made certain environments bearable, whether that was work or whatever. You know what I mean? Um, However, like when that didn't work out or that didn't happen, I definitely felt like it was because of me, right? Like I was like, dang, hmm. And I would say, since I've actually been streaming, was it like 4 years? So, I've met a bunch of people and thought that I became friends with a bunch of people, and um, kind of like one after another, like those just fell apart. And again, like the whole convenience thing, like I wasn't convenient for those people anymore, and I definitely started to question like, am I the problem? Like, is it because of me? Right? Like, am I the one that's doing this, or am I? So I definitely um, understand where you come from with that, Alan. But um, I I don't think that's a reason to stop being nice and kind, um, because at the end of the day, it's their loss. I mean, and I've said it once, I said it 1,000 times, and my dad told me, people want to be around you, they'll put themselves around you, man. And especially as you get older, like I don't feel like being surrounded by or surrounding myself with people who don't give a crap. Like I don't want people around me that are around me because it's convenient for them. Matter of fact, I want people around me that like being around me when it's inconvenient. When it's inconvenient for them, but they're still trying to be like, you know what I mean? Like those are the cats I want. You know what I mean? How many songs out there talk about like, you know, I don't want any yes men in my corner. I want somebody that's gonna check me, right? Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're good, Patrick. No worries, man. You never change who you are as a person just to fit in. No. Which people accept people based on who they are as a person. Yeah, I mean, all right. Thanks, Patrick. Have a good. Get some good rest, man. I think it's a lot harder for people to do that now. because of just the ongoing bombardment of influence of, people getting labeled as certain things, and we're live in a society of instant gratification, and that's just not for acquiring things. That also goes for like people in relationships, right? So if somebody even maybe gets the indication that they might have to put a certain amount of work in to have a relationship, whether it's friendship or whatever, with someone, they might be like, nah, right? And then they just swipe to the next TikTok, swipe to the next relationship, swipe to the next picture, swipe to the next, you know what I mean? Click to the next channel, whatever, right? Like that's, and yeah, that's stinky. Mm-mm. That be stinky. True. Um. Hmm. Cool, man. I'm glad we got kind of like that on the. Sheesh. Mm. Spending the time to clean somebody's house if you have the spare time. I mean, yeah, that's just being. I mean, I don't know, that's being nice, but I guess, I suppose, being nice is so ambiguous, kind of in a way, because you can be nice, but you're doing it for your gain. Then, you, like, you get what I'm saying? It's the intent, because it's like, because you know who some of the nicest people are? Narcissists. They love bomb until they're able to get into a position where they can manipulate. They're some of the nicest people. Some of the like best. You're like, oh my god, this person's amazing. They're so like, oh, but they're narcissists. They're doing it with the intent to push and pull the convenience gauge. You know, relationship hard too. Honestly, putting a girl with somebody they have a hard time trust guys, thinking well maybe because you're dating the wrong ones. Yeah, I mean, and that goes back to like the family dynamic. You know, girls choose wrong guys because their dad sucked. Sorry, plain and simple. Scientifically fact. It's scientifically proven. I mean, and psychologists and sociologists will back it too. Like a core family sets up the children, and especially when it comes to girls. Well, even just a dad in general, right? Like the lack of a dad or a father in a family is you can't even measure the just how much that can set back like a family. And that's not to say like if people didn't have dads or their family just is their family situation is complex. I don't even mean like somebody who had a dad is like as a better person or they're gonna do better in life. Like that is not the. It's a matter of the obstacles put in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a disadvantage. It's a disadvantage. That's that's just more hurdles that you either consciously or unconsciously are gonna have to get over versus somebody who's not going to have to. You know what I mean? You know, so um, and I had a dad, but He worked every day. So I had a dad, but I didn't have a dad. Make sense? So, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that were the same as me. You had a dad that worked 7 days a week, 12 hours, whatever. You know what I mean? You didn't really see him. You see him at what, mealtime, maybe? Maybe family vacation, Christmas, the holiday. You know what I mean? Like, but you didn't see him like most of the time, right? And it's unfortunate because they were brought up and told that, you know, that was the job of of a dad and of a father. Which, I mean, it is like providing is, but not at the expense of being present for your children. Because I will tell you right now, do I remember how much money my dad made? Nope. I couldn't tell you. Nope. Do I care how much money he made when I was growing up? Nope. Nope. What I do remember and I do care about is how he was when he came home from work. Always pissy. Um, the time that we didn't get to spend with him because he was working or he was tired from working. Um, and um, the stress that he had from working meant he wanted whatever time that he had to himself to be to himself and not with us, which meant like, you know, hey, can we hang out? And it was like, no, right? So, like, yeah, I had a dad, sure, but was he present? Mm, no, not really. That's not to say that the times that he was like, he would try to, he would try to make it count, but hindsight's 2020, man. Like every parent's gonna goof up, dude. My kids will probably say the same thing. Not about like, but they'll probably be like, hey, I wish dad blah blah blah. Like, bro, I was trying, bro. Ree. Right? Like, yeah, you're gonna goof up, man. You're gonna make mistakes. There's gonna be things that you wish you did better, but the whole idea is that you just try to improve. So, um, so that was that. Um, one of the cool things, one of the good things, right? A good piece is yesterday, Thursday, right? Yesterday, um, Grass took me on a surprise date night. She was like, "Hey, we're going out. I'm not telling you where we're going or what's happening, but we're gonna go out. We're gonna do something, and yada yada." So I was like, "Okay," and I knew about it like a few days ahead of time. And so last night comes rolling around, and we go out. I still have no idea what's going on. We drive somewhere like downtown in our town, and she's like all dressed up, dude. Nice heels, like nice dress. And I was like, and I was not dressed. She outdressed me so hard, which is fine, bro, because she was hot. But and so we get to where we're going. I was like, dude, this must be something nice. And so we walk into like it's a place in our downtown. It's like a venue. It it holds maybe like 200-300 people, maybe. It's like a building. Like it looks like like a converted barn house almost. It's got like big barn doors, right? And people get married there all the time. And so we walk in and it's like kind of dark and there's like just a bunch of chairs and there's like candles everywhere. Like it's all candlelit, like just candles, and there's a stage, and there's all these candles on the stage, and there's 4 chairs with 4 stands, and I knew right away, bro. I was like, dude, those are music stands. I was like, cause I was, I was in the orchestra for like 8 years. I was like, bro, those are music stands. I recognize those, right? That's what I told her. I was like, those are music stands. She goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, dude, I'm on to it. I know what's going on. And so we sit down, and and I was sitting there, and I'm like trying to put it together, right? Everybody in there is like, you know, pretty nicely dressed, right? It's like really like one of those like low key, like only certain people know that this is going on type deal, like um kind of affluent in a way. And I mean they had alcohol there, but it was like the nice stuff, right? That people get, and it's like in like the little cups, right? It's like little, oh, right, type deal. And I don't drink, so I didn't. I was like, nah, I don't care. But so we're sitting there, and I hear it, man. I hear string instruments, bro. I hear them. I was like, I heard it. I was like, bro, it's a quartet, isn't it? And she's like, you figured it out. I was like, ree, because I could hear them, dude. I could hear the strings, and they were like tuning, and I was like, bro, it's a quartet. I was like, oh, this is kind of sick. I was like, she's like, you like that? I was like, heck yeah, man, that's a W. I was like, what are they gonna perform? Like, what? I wonder what they're. And she goes, I don't know. Why don't you guess? She's like, what's some of your, favorite stuff or whatever? I was like, bro, Vivaldi, man. Like, and she goes, oh, what? And I was like, no shot, bro. I was like, yo, it's a quartet. They're gonna play Vivaldi pieces, and she was like, yeah, but like your favorite ones. And I was like, yo, the Four Seasons, because the Four Seasons by Vivaldi is like one of my most favorite like classical music things. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh my god, bro, you brought me to see a quartet under candlelight, and they're gonna play Four Seasons by Vivaldi. I was like, oh my god, bro. Oh my god, it was so good. It was so good, bro. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. It was full circle too, man, because like I played those pieces when I was in orchestra. They were like my favorite. I so the whole time they're playing, I'm like reminiscing of like playing it too, and it like I'm connecting to it on a different level than if somebody was just watching. Like I have personal history, right? So it was just like, oh man, it was so good. Oh, it was so nice. Um, and they got done, and and the whole time, man, I'm just like, not the whole time, but like I am like, just it's knowledge dumping on grass about classical music, and just you know I'm like, oh, do you see them? The viola, or the cello here, or the first violin's doing it, blah, blah, and like, um, it was funny. And then they get done, and they get a standing ovation, obviously, and everybody's like encore, right? I'm like, wow, I'm a part of an audience that actually yells encore. Like, what the heck is this, dude? This is You guys got money. I'm like, I've never been anywhere. They're like, encore, encore. Right? I'm like, what the heck? It's so. They're like, oh, you guys want another one? Everybody's like, yeah. And what's up, chilling? And so they sit back down, and they started playing another piece, and it's like it's not Vivaldi anymore. It's like something more contemporary. I've heard the song, like it's a contemporary song. Like I don't think it's an original classical piece. Like it was like some type of song that was composed for strings or for quartet. Because I recognized the melody, I just couldn't pin it. And so we're sitting there. What's up, Scott? We're sitting there, and they're playing it, and I'm just like, and you know me, dude. I start beatboxing, bro. and I didn't even know I was doing it really. Like I was just sitting there and I'm like, boom, and I just start doing it, and I'm like, I'm so like in the zone with it, right? I'm not paying attention to anything else, and they get done, and it's kind of like, oh, okay, and I like kind of come out of the zone or whatever, and there's a lady in front of me. She was full turned around, like staring at me. She was like, and I was like, oh god. And she goes, was that you? And I was like, what do you mean? And she goes, were you the one beatboxing to that song? And I was like, yes. I was like, oh god. And I was like, yes. And she goes, I am here for it, bro. She was like, that was so good. I was like, wait, really? she, she's yeah. She was like, gave me a high five. She was like, I'm here for that. She was like, they need to get you up there and fill this room with a bunch of 30-year-olds. I was like, oh my god, bro. I was like embarrassed but flattered all at the same time, bro. I was like embarrassed and flattered all at the same time, man. I was like, oh my god, bro. And she's like, she had her husband there. She's like, babe, did you hear him? Did you hear him too? That was him, man. He was doing so. It sounded so good. She was like, it was so like a part of like that piece that they were playing. Like it was perfect. I was like, I know. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I just do it. Like I was like, I don't know, bro. It just happens. But it was funny, man. It was amazing. It was a good time. It was fun. It was like a good way to like end that night, dude. It was super cool, super dope, super cool and super dope. So, but yeah, that was last night. Me and Grass did that. Anyway, Sky and chilling. I hope you guys are doing good, man. I see you. You need to record your beatboxing more? No. Don't be jealous, Rag. It did make me want to try to play again, but instruments are so expensive these days, man. Because Grass said something that made me like kind of feel bad, and she was like, she's like, there's a good chance like I'll go the rest of my life and probably not hear you play an instrument, and I was like, probably. I mean, like, one, they're expensive, and you know, I kind of have to. I wouldn't have to completely relearn. I mean, because I still remember a ton, but yeah. You bought a 4K sax for Chronicles. God, dog, son. Why you want to cry, Bing? What's up? New red. My new LED, RGB light strips won't stick to the wall. Or you just get some putty, bro. How much longer you be on? Probably not too much longer, because it's basically kind of like a podcast type deal, chilling. It's the paint. You can just mount them, bro. They stick to the ceiling though. Yeah, you can just get some like hooks or something like that, and they just drape them across like hooks every so often around the. You know what I mean? And just do it that way. But it's all good. You'll figure something out. But so that was that, man. Trying to think. You don't have a small enough screwdriver. But I know, like, talking about doing that with Grass was on my agenda. I wanted to talk to you guys about the stuff I'd kind of been going through, and why my streaming was kind of like back and forth and like inconsistent. I want to talk about that. And then, oh, also, how to say this?
bro, people gotta do better. Like, um, you know, Grass has a friend whose niece was assaulted. I had to go to the hospital. Like assaulted. Uh, in a very um I don't know how you say it. Inappropriate. Um, very inappropriate. Yeah, that's too nice to say. You get what I'm saying though. Like, um, yo, what's up, Trigger? Yeah, I'm serious. Uh, Grass showed me a picture of the dude. Like, what a douchebag. Um, the poor girl. It was like her first date. Um, and like her first kiss. This guy. And this is how it ended up. Um, she's a very sweet and kind girl. Matter of fact, she's like I think 17. Um, she's a caretaker for um, Grass's friend's son, who is nonverbal in a wheelchair, disabled young boy who needs help with everything, and so this 17-year-old girl, she's a caretaker for him. She helps. That's what she does, and this is what happened to her. Unacceptable, man. So I want to talk about it because I know we have a lot of young gentlemen um, in the stream and stuff like that. I know we got some dads. Um, don't let me ever find out you do something like this. Ever. Don't let me find out that somebody I know personally gets involved or engages with something like this. I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna beat your ass up and down the street. I swear to God. I swear to God, I will beat your ass. I promise. I promise I will. Clip it, record it, post it, do whatever you gotta do. I promise I will beat the shit out of you. Bet. Do better. Do better. And I know you guys aren't doing that kind of stuff or engaging in that kind of stuff. Hold hold your boys accountable. Hold your people, your boys, your circle, hold them accountable. Tell them the same thing I just said to you. Like, if I ever catch you or find out, I'm gonna beat you up and down the street. Right? Hold them accountable. Okay? And again, this is something that happens because of lack of parenting. Lack of parenting. Period. Which is even more frustrating because this stuff is avoidable, you know? So,
Raise your boys right, raise your girls right, and hold people accountable. This shouldn't happen. No, it shouldn't. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to think that this happens. It's absolutely absurd. Absolutely. And these people that do this, they do it because they feel superior and feel as if there will be no repercussion for their actions because the other side is too weak to do anything. And if that doesn't drive you mad, just get out of here. Go. Just get out. Just leave. Just go. That should infuriate you. If it doesn't, you got problems. And it shouldn't have to be somebody close to you for that to piss you off. It shouldn't have to be somebody you know. It shouldn't have to be a family member. It shouldn't have to be anything like that. That should generally piss you off and drive you mad. Because that's a human thing. They do it because they're a pathetic waste of space. Yeah. I'm going to teach radical self defense just because of this sort of stuff. Absolutely. Sad how common it happens. It is disgusting. How could someone even be that disgusting evil? How? I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't. Cause yeah, common it is most of the time. Family member who does. Yeah, because again they feel safe and yeah, babe. Just briefly, just letting people know the one, hold themselves accountable, and two, hold people they know accountable, whether that's a friend or whoever. And it's just because it's your friend, no, that don't mean nothing, man. You don't want to be friends with people like that anyway. The cops are with her at the hospital now. Good. Um, you don't want to be friends with people like that. Take the trash out. Take that shit to the curb. Period. I don't care. Like, oh, we've been boys for 10 years. I don't care. And so what? Take the trash out. Because the only look, evil persists because good men do nothing. Think about it. Want to say it again? Evil prevails and persists because good men decide to sit by and do nothing. And I know we live in a society where, with social media and crap, where so many people are quick to judge the actions of others, especially in response to things. And screw that, bro. Because at the end of the day, man, those people aren't the end all be all say on the capstone of your life, right? You're not answering to them at the end of the day. They're not answering to you. You're answering to one thing, and one thing only. And I'm sorry, I ain't gonna stand there before the good Lord one day and he goes, why did you just sit there and not do anything? No. And you best believe the excuse of, oh, it was my friend, I'm gonna fly. Oh, but I knew him. Oh, but no, ain't gonna fly, man. No. So, hold people accountable, no matter who it is. Take the trash out. I don't care if you're a friend, family, neighbor. You do this crap, I'm gonna drop you hard. Yeah. Homeboy S was stolen valor too. Oh, dude. See, this tracks, man. dude, trash people are trash. Trash people are trash. Remember what I talked to you guys? I've been saying it, where there's always indicators for stuff. Go to the Mr. Beast's friend that whoever the person is, whatever it is, that thing, that thing. Okay, there's indicators, right? There's behavioral patterns for shitbags. It isn't, you just don't out of the blue decide to be an idiot or a scumbag. No, you've been doing it. It's just nobody said anything or caught on. You've been a scumbag for some time. You've done things for some time. And because you had no balls before and you've gotten away with it for so long, your balls grew a little bit. You got brave and decided, like, that kid out of Missouri Military Academy picks himself all over in Marine uniform. Lord have mercy. That dude needs to get elbowed in the face. Matter of fact, if you want to be a Marine so bad, you should just go join the Marines. But not actually get to be a part of it. That should be your punishment. Yeah, you gotta serve like 10 years, but every day for 10 years, you're just in Marine boot camp. Every day. Did for years, never stopped. Makes you wonder what caused him to do it. What was worse in Minecraft, where you would have 41 victims he groomed? That's what I'm saying, bro. And people try to say, like, oh, no, it's blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. It does not happen overnight. People make it seem like it's a coincidence, or it's just a one-off thing, or whatever. No, man. Like, this stuff, it's a pattern, man. Like, it just doesn't randomly happen, bro. It doesn't randomly happen. You gotta actually be dense in the brain. You gotta actually be brain dead, brain rot, stupid, ignorant, biased as hell to think like, oh no, bro, what? No good person decides in a moment to assault someone. No, I mean there are exceptions, right? You do have crimes of passion, right? Self defense. You walk in on something happening. There was an incident where a dad walked in and his daughter was being assaulted, and he just absolutely obliterated the guy, like just beat the ever living hell out of him and killed him. Hey, he didn't go to prison. He's not a bad person. He walked in and he see something bad happen, and he's like, I'd have done the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, that makes sense. No. Yeah, that in particular, yeah. What's the topic for today? Well, we already covered like a big part in the beginning, and then I talked about my awesome date night with Grass last night. That was amazing, and yeah. And now I wanted to cover this real quick, just as a reminder. One new topic, or at least a couple. Oh yeah, I mean we haven't been talking about this long. It was more or less like I wanted to warn people that if I find out it's somebody that I know, any of you, or somebody I know in person, I'm gonna beat your ass. Plain and simple. I don't care. Just don't let me find out that it's somebody I know, one of you, or anything. I'm gonna put it to you until the cows come home, man. Okay? I'm gonna pull a Kendrick Lamar. I'm gonna beat your ass and hide the Bible of God's washing. Period. I don't mess around. Sometimes the good Lord asks us folk to bring the righteous justice. I'm not a violent person. but I will bring righteous justice. That's for sure. That's for sure. You better believe it. That never faced charges, by the way, and rightfully so. Oh yeah, 100%. Later, chilling. Have a good weekend, man. Violations of babysitter caught him in an act. Son's babysitter violated him for 3 years. Of 15. Dang. Some troll on TikTok tried to piss me off by saying I was no longer a woman because I don't have a uterus. What? Oh my god, bro. People, people need help. People need help, bro. It's actually crazy. You surprised how many people exist, especially in Southeast Texas. Oh yeah, admitted to stuff like that. I'm doing for it. I think maybe, bro. I think maybe I've seen some stuff on Twitter. It was a convo about cervical cancer and tried to troll. It was a hilariously terrible attempt. Oh, that's dumb. That's really not. Why was that even about? Like, why? There's just some conversations about topics that just like there's not a place for that kind of thing, really. So, not a place for that type of thing, really. So, um, the other thing I wanted to chat about, and it wasn't like the like the actual incident itself. I don't know if you guys know who Tyreek Hill is. I don't expect anybody outside the United States to know, or really anybody who doesn't follow American football that much. Um, but Tyreek Hill is a very, very popular um, American football player. He's like one of the fastest. They call him the Cheetah. He's like one of the fastest players like on the planet. Wide receiver, yeah. Plays for the Miami Dolphins. He played for the Kansas City Chiefs for a while with Mahomes, and won Super Bowls with Mahomes. But he plays for the Dolphins now. Um, anyway, he got pulled over a couple days ago. I think in his sports car, for not wearing a seatbelt and like a traffic violation, some other traffic violation or something like that. He got pulled over by some Miami-Dade police officers who were on motorcycles. There's like, and he pulled him over. Um, they asked him to roll down his window. He wouldn't roll down his window. So then they knocked on his window. Finally rolled it down, and he was like already handing them his like ID and stuff, which is that's great, I guess. And they're like, "Hey, man, you know, we asked you to do something. Can you do it, right?" And the whole time he's like disrespectful. You know, he's just like, "Hey, man, do whatever you guys gotta do. I don't care. Just let me get on my day." And the police officer's like, "Okay." So he takes his like ID and stuff, and the officer had basically indicated like, you keep your window rolled down for officer safety. Which, if you know anything about law enforcement, hey, they always ask you to have your window rolled down. Don't matter who you are. Don't matter what color you are. Nothing. What kind of car you drive. Nothing. You always are supposed, whether it's super tinted or as freaking clear as the windows, like you're supposed to have it rolled down. It's for officer safety and for your safety, right? Because if they think you're doing something stupid, then they're gonna make a decision based off of them thinking you're doing something stupid, and you weren't doing something stupid, but they didn't know because you got your stupid window rolled up. You know what I'm saying? Like just roll your window down. It's not unreasonable. Just keep your window down. Plain and simple, right? So he decides to roll his window back up, even though they asked him to keep it rolled down. And his windows are tinted dark. And he rolls it back up. They knock on his window again. He doesn't do it. He is a problem. And they pull him out of the car and put him in handcuffs and arrest him. And people are like, police brutality, police did the wrong thing, police are targeting, police misbehaving, see what they did, blah blah blah. And I watched it, and the only thing The only thing I could think was, I was like, how old are you? And maybe because I just got done with the kids, but I literally was like, are you a child? Seriously, are you a child? How old are you? You're acting like you're 12. Like you've been asked to do something that is not unreasonable, that is, I mean, like required by law by somebody who's in a position of authority. That's not unreasonable. Isn't it like they asked to search a car? It isn't as like they asked to step out. It is something that is asked of everyone, not just because it's you, not just because it's your skin color, not just because you're in a specific car. Everybody gets told to do that, and you were bucking the system and be like, no, I don't want it, man. And he's like, don't ever knock on my window like that again. He tells the cop that, and he rolls his window up. He's like, don't ever knock on my window like that again. It borderline sounds like a threat. I'd be like, or what? Right? Like, that would be my initial thing, be like, or what? You know? Like, huh? What do you mean? So, it's just like, bro, act your, like, where do we live in a place where people don't see that as, like, some childish behavior? I don't, where do you get off that you can just, you can just act like that, and then you're the victim? It's literally some straight up 12-year-old behavior. Literally, like, I talked to, what's up, Souls? I talked to Souls about it. I was like, I can talk to my 12 or 13-year-old and they'll behave the same way. They'll be like, why? And they'll look at you dead in the face and not do it. And what you're asking is not unreasonable. Like a child, like a child. And then they had a friend roll up, right? They pulled up in front, got out of their car, and was like trying to get involved. And the police officer's like, get in your car and move, right? And the guy's out of his car. He's like, I am. And the cops are yelling at him. They're like, get in your car and leave, like, or move up, like, because he was like parked kind of weird on the side of the road in busy traffic. And he's like, I am, man. And finally, he keeps saying, I'm doing it. And the whole time he's just standing there on the sidewalk, like, you're not moving. Like, again, childish behavior, man. That's like me when I ask my kids to do something. I'm like, take out the trash, and they're like, I'm doing it. And your ass is still sitting in the living room, not moving. Like, no, you're not doing it. You're not moving. You're literally standing right in the same spot, not listening. I'm doing it. No, you're not, dude. The trash still isn't getting taken out. The stuff is still not getting picked up off the floor. You're still not getting inside your car and moving it like you're supposed to be doing. Why don't... What the is wrong with you, man? It's literal child behavior. You're a child at that point. I don't... Where... What did you skip a step? Did you... In your upbringing of life, did you just go and just skip that part of life class? Where you just, like, and you played hooky for that portion of life? And then boom, you're an adult now, and you're like, like, what? I can't wrap my head around grown folks just be like not behaving like a grown-up. I know that sounds mad simple and like elementary, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. You're a grown adult not acting like one. Well, you're a grown adult acting like a child, yet expecting other grown adults to act like that, to act like adults. What? Wait, what? A grown adult acting like a child who expects and will hold to the utmost degree other adults to behave like actual adults. What? Yeah, I saw that and I was like having a parental breakdown. And the cop was getting flustered. I'm like, I would have too, man. I'd have been like, if I was in that cop's position, I would have had flashbacks to being at home, talking to my kids. Like I would have reverted and defaulted to Daddy Docs instead of police officer Docs. I'd have been like Daddy Docs and be like, "What the? You not listening? What? Do I need to count you, man? You need to go time out. Do I need to bust out the paddle or the belt? What? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You're still standing there, dummy. What do you mean I'm doing it? You're not doing jack crap, bro. What you're doing is not listening. It's still standing in the exact same spot, bro. And that's such a pet peeve of mine. Oh my god, bro. It was blowing. And then this guy's on the phone talking about, oh yeah, the police are beating up Tyreek. Bro, they put him in handcuffs and sat him on the curb. It was the most gentle arrest I've seen of somebody resisting, because he was kind of resisting. Like he wasn't being like, because they had to get him on the ground. They didn't throw him on the ground. They just kind of like, it was the most gentle arrest of somebody I've seen resisting, like ever. Yo, what's up, Killboy? And then he said I'm on the curb, and this guy's like, yeah, they're beating him up and they're throwing him around. I was like, dude, you actually are stupid. You're dumb. Certified. Like, official. Like, you should walk around with a piece of paper that you have to present to people that says you're a dumbass. Matter of fact, like, we should just do that. We should just do that for people. Like, you should have to go and go through a series of, like, social tests and things like that, just common sense stuff. And if you don't pass, you have to have a piece, like, an ID card. On your ID card says, hey, I'm a dumbass. That way people know what to expect when they're messing with you. Like, when they pull you over and you're like, they ask for your license and you get it, like, oh, this dude's a dumbass. I know how to handle the situation now. You know? Like, okay, I know what I'm working with now. I'm working with a dummy. You know what I mean? Like, that'll make things go a whole heck of a lot smoother. You know? More than just bones and dents, yeah. Dumbass is crazy. I mean, what else am I gonna say? Sometimes you gotta call it like it is. Like, yeah, you gotta call it like it is. You, like, a kid, I'm like, yeah, you're a doofus, or you're a dummy. Hey, you're a grown person. You're a dumbass. I don't know what else to say. It's the word that fits. What do you want me to say? You're intellectually incapable? There you go. Does that make you happy? No, that doesn't hit as hard, because you gotta think. I gotta use words that they can understand, because I guarantee you, if you're telling them to do something and they're not doing it, and they're like and they're completely getting the situation wrong, you're gonna be able to reason with them in a way of, like, you know what I mean? You gotta go straight to the point. You know, X's and O's, grass and dirt, right? Like, you gotta be like, ah. You know, like, it ain't gonna be. You think that guy was gonna go get back in his car and move it if the cop was like, hey man, Mr. blah blah blah, as per the law in section blah blah blah, regulation blah blah, you can't be parked here, blah blah blah, you're interfering, and the guy would have been like, shut up, brr, 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 brr. No, because, again, when I'm talking and speaking to a child, like a kid or something, they can't even listen to direct instruction with simple words. Put toy in box. Put toy in box. Get in car. Leave. Stop. Simple instructions, simple words that people still can't grasp. Right? So, if you can't grasp simple stuff, you're a dumbass. Unless you're a child. Then you're just learning and being rebellious. But as an adult, yes. Anyways, that was more annoying than Tyreek actually getting arrested. Tyreek getting arrested, I just kind of rolled my eyes and I was like, oh Lord, whatever, bro. But it was his friend that came over. It was like trying to get involved, and the cops were talking to him, and they constantly were telling him, get back in his car, 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 get back in his car. And then the other cop was like, finally, like, give me your ID, give me your ID. And he was like, still just like, oh, I'm doing it, man, I'm going, all right, blah, blah. And he just stood there, and I was like, that mess was making my brain short circuit. Like, I was just like, God, what the am I watching? I was like, oh, what the freak is happening? So, like, I was having, like, an attack, bro. Best podcast I've listened to. Heck yeah. Killboy knows. Killboy. Killboy's in the military, right? Killboy. Your first sergeant. Let's say a sergeant major comes up to you. And he's like, Killboy. Go carry go carry the ammo boxes to the transport truck. And you're looking at him and you're like, I'm doing it. But you're still standing there. And he's like, move out. And you're like, I'm moving out. But you're still standing there. How's that gonna go over? How is that gonna go over? And you're telling him, oh, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. But you're still standing there. And you haven't moved or picked up the ammo box yet. Or ammo crate. And you're like, and he's like, keeps telling you. And you're like, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Like, oh, I'll get the smoke to the end of the earth. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, bro. Exactly. See, it's not that type of thing isn't isn't exclusive to like any particular, you know what I'm saying, person or occupation or skin color for that matter. Don't matter. Especially if the sergeant major is talking to me. Yeah, exactly. Or if it was an MP. Oh, you're on base, Killboy. And you get out of your car, doing something. An MP says, "Get back in your car, and you need to move, and you need to leave." What are you doing? And you're like, "Oh, I'm doing it. I'm leaving." But you're still standing on the sidewalk. After like the third time, the MPs have told you, "How's that gonna happen? How's that gonna go over?" What are the MPs gonna do? That's how you really feel, dogs. It's pretty much just asking to arrest me. Wow. Why? Because you're being a child and not listening? It's pretty simple. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. It's not unreasonable. Yeah, go ahead and put the cuffs on. There we go. See, where's the disconnect? Where's the disconnect? Is it money? Is it status? Is that the disconnect here? It because if it is, that's a biggie. That's not a disconnect. That's a whole canyon. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a whole canyon of disconnect. That that doesn't register with you and your brain in that scenario and stuff, right? Like unreal. I can't begin to comprehend how you can't grasp what's happening and understand the common sense response to, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. When he influenced by your way out of luck. So when you're in a sticky situation, you assume it will. So status more than likely. That mess gotta stop. Because all that's doing is just encouraging people to be like children. Not. That's not saying children are inherently bad and just malfunctioning and just like subpar or anything like that. But again, you're an adult. Okay, you're supposed to have gotten past that now, right? You're supposed to have kind of learned from that and left that behavior behind. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, so all the abuse in Hollywood that goes unaccounted for because of influence and money. I influence and money. Do people know that you don't take that with you? Like, literally, like genuinely. The only way I would think that people hang on to it so hard is that they think they're gonna live forever. Otherwise, like, you have to come to a realization at some point that you did that stuff don't mean jack crap. And then when you die, nobody's gonna care. You're gonna go into a wooden box that gets dirt thrown on it. No matter who you are, somebody's gonna put you in the same wooden box and throw the same dirt on top of it as Joe Schmo. You know, like. You're all right. Maybe your coffin has a few more decorations. Like you're gonna care. Like you're gonna notice, right? Oh, he's got more cushion in there. Like he's gonna know, or she's gonna know. Yeah, they're gonna get. Yeah, they're way more comfy. Ooh, yeah, man. Grr. Yeah, that influence ain't gonna help you climb up out of the box, dude. I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. Main character syndrome. Because she helps with the whole being dead thing. Yeah. Throw all your belongings in your coffin. It's crazy, man. But on the flip side of that, like, to take that saying and make it a little bit more, like, encouraging is, you know, we always tell people, or, you know, you always say, like, you can't take your money and your belongings with you, right? And we mostly say that to, like rich people who just try to be above everything. But there's also, and I can't believe I'm saying I'm getting this from a song, but I am, because it's true. Yo, you can't take your problems with you either. You know what I mean? You can't take your problems with you either, or your troubles. So why worry about them, right? Why hang on to them? I mean, you can't take them with you. So, you know. So chilling. I like that. I wouldn't want my stuff to be sold. I wouldn't care. Well, what's up, Darth? I wouldn't have items or belongings anyway, really. Not a lot of them, at least. Not a lot of them, at least. Hope you had a good day, Dar. Hope you're doing good, man. Not much. Just preparing myself to work at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'm internally crying. I gotta go to soccer games. Not at 6 a.m., but at 8:30, which means I do have to be up at like 6:30 a.m. to get everybody ready. At least dig them on the ground in the backyard. Gotta crash out. Gotta be up early. All right, Killboy. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit, man. Love you, brother. Have a good weekend, my man. I will say, though, I got school done pretty fast today, so I've been playing a lot of Terraria. Nice. It's almost 3 in the morning. Get some rest, man. Drink my problems away. Don't do that. I was gonna say, do not do that. It's the worst thing you can do. I went through 2 stages of the game within 5 hours, which is a bit fast. Yeah, that is pretty fast. Alright. Well, I covered the topics that I wanted to. And talked about a couple of, I guess some other stuff. So, I got a 1 in 8,000 drop weapon without even trying to get it. Nice. RNG. I got here late today. I was gone. Pain. It's all good, man. No worries. You can go back and watch it. This was a podcast thing. So, I just did it as a live instead of just a recording. What did you cover today? A bit. But you got an hour and 47 minutes worth to go through. Hour and 47 minutes of stuff to go through. So, and also had the chat up too, so that way if you're just listening or whatever, like, or you need to see what somebody said, if I responded or whatever, you'll be able to see it on the VOD, in the recording. So, maybe tomorrow, as I'm opening, put earbuds in and listen, if they let me. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah, brother. Heck yeah, duder. But, yep. This was the second episode. I'm sorry it took a while to get a second one out, but again, I truly believe, some other things had to happen beforehand that we're supposed to get talked about today on the second episode. So, there we go, man. I'll let you guys know when the third one will be. Do you guys like the live version or like a recorded posted? Do you guys have a preference? Anybody have a preference? They're both great. I don't know. Honestly, I wasn't here. I kind of feel like live is interesting. Kind of creates the conversation. The conversation can be interesting live because you're getting kind of like real time feedback that can kind of like mold a discussion in a way, which is always fun. So. Live would get, I think live would get great too. Yeah. So the topics I feel like are better with a set group of people in a video. Yeah. I mean, outside of like Souls, man, the other people, you know who you are. It's kind of hard to get them around doing anything, No names. But Eric respond 3 to 5 business days of your call. That's fast. Snail mail. We're talking snail mail. Matt, no, not even snail mail. Carrier pigeon. Straight up carrier pigeon vibes. For sure. You got the carrier pigeon. You got the squirrel, who's like, yeah, I'm on my way. And then, for whatever reason, they're like, and then they just like, just run off. And then you never know. So you got the squirrel vibes. And then, I don't know what the other one will be. I don't know. But yeah. No names, only handles. That's tough, but 100% sure, true. Yeah. Horse and cart mail. My man's gonna click on this video last year because it took him a whole year to play. You're right. Bro, that's if he doesn't fall asleep for his nap midway through. Like, man, put my legs up, bro. Sitting on the couch, put my feet up. Next thing you know, my God, dog, dude, tell me you're old without being. That's just, jeez, goodness gracious, Lord have mercy. Like, the only person I know that's ever done that is my grandfather, bro. Seriously, the only person I've seen do that, they're like a 100% boomer. Like, yo, later chilling. The whole stream's gonna be over by the time we can say DOX. I'm happy about what. Oh man, nah. We love everybody to death. I have my issues too, so I'm not I'm not above reproach. So it's everybody, everybody's got their thing. Everybody's got their thing. I try hard in everything, which is a problem for people. So I'm competitive and try hard. It is what it is. Can't help it. Eric says it all the time. Ooh, look at me, I'm DOX, I'm good at video games. Right? And he's right, Brand. I mean, like, it's not necessarily always fun to be around with somebody who's like that. I get it. I understand. We all have our things. I understand. Stop senior citizen abuse. Please stop it. Stop senior citizen abuse. Oh boy, oh boy. They just need to get good. True. Agreed. Alright. Well, I think that's going to be a chat. It's not really a podcast anymore. We're just goofing around. Not that can't be entertaining, but I don't want to waste people's time. So, we're going to end it there, man. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. God, man, I don't know why that happens, man. I talk and I'm like... I got like stutter or something. I'm like... So annoying, bro. It just like randomly happens. I hate it, dude. I don't know what causes it. Anyways. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed. I know it wasn't a stream of gaming, but got a podcast deal, so I hope you guys enjoyed. No stream because it's Saturday tomorrow. Hopefully. See, I almost did it again. Caught myself. Hopefully Sunday we'll have a stream. 5:30 p.m. Probably, yeah, most likely warframe. From here on out, it's most likely going to be like warframe, and then I'll be playing some Smite 2 when they do their updates. I think they're gonna have an update next week. So might do that. Warframe's got good updates, good upcoming updates and stuff like that. So anyways, that'll be the deal. So you guys have an amazing weekend. Remember the 3 things. All right, you have value worth. You're loved. You're never alone. Anything that you do. Stay amazing. Stay beautiful. Stay awesome. Appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for talking. Appreciate the support. Stay amazing. Stay beautiful. Stay wonderful. Make sure you spread some love and positivity. Tell somebody you love them. And as always, man, we'll see you guys Sunday, man. I'm out here, baby. Toodles. Bye-bye.